Hello everyone. Welcome to the 12th video of the distance learning program. I'm glad you're here today, and I would like to begin this lesson with an introduction to the words used to. We're going to study the words used to in sentences, and I'm going to give you a few examples of how to use this, and I'm going to take a second and write them on the board. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I've written an example on the board about Stanley, who was the person we read about earlier in Unit 4. And this is what Stanley used to do. Before, Stanley used to exercise a lot. This is in the past. Now, Stanley just works. So if I want to make a question, if I want to make a statement about Stanley's activities in the past and compare them with what he does now, I could say Stanley used to exercise a lot, but now he just works. So this is an example of using the words used to in a statement. Here is another example. This time, we're talking about a teacher. Before, it says cook a lot. Now, eat out. So if we want to make a statement using the words used to about what happened in the past, we would say the teacher used to cook a lot, but now he just eats out. The teacher used to cook a lot, that's the past, but now he just eats out. Here is one final example that I have about Akira. It says before, eat sushi. Now, eat hamburgers. So if you wanted to make a statement using used to about what happened in the past, you could say Akira used to eat sushi, but now she eats hamburgers. Akira used to eat sushi, but now she eats hamburgers. So I hope these three examples have given you an idea about how you can use the words used to in a statement. If you'll turn to page 48, we're going to use used to in many of these different examples. And we're going to start with lesson 1, where it says grammar focus, statements and questions. So please turn to page 48 of your Ventures3 book. Let's begin. It says use used to talk about a past situation or a past habit that is not true now. So if you can think about something that happened in the past that doesn't happen now, or if you can think of a habit that you had which you don't do now, or some routine you used to follow but you don't do now, this is the type of situation where you would use used to. Use didn't used to talk about a situation or habit that is true now, but wasn't true in the past. Now we're going to look at the statements and see if we can understand what they mean. It says, I used to eat a lot of fatty foods. That means that it was a common practice for me to eat fatty foods in the past. I ate fatty foods in the past. But I don't do that now. So in this case, you would use used to say, I used to eat a lot of fatty foods. And notice that there's a D on the end of use. So it's, I used to eat a lot of fatty foods, which means we're talking about the past. A yes or no question would be, did you used to eat a lot of fatty foods? And if you'll notice, with the question, you don't put the D on the end of use. So it's, did you used to eat a lot of fatty foods? And a short answer would be, yes, I did, if that was something that I did in the past. Next, she didn't used to go to bed late. She didn't used to go to bed late. That means that in the past, this is not something that she did. She did not go to bed late in the past, but now she goes to bed late. The question would be, did she used to go to bed late? So in the statement, you put a D on the end of use. And in a question, you would put no D on the end of use. But one thing that you need to remember is when it's negative, when you make a negative statement, you don't put the D on the end of use. It's only in the affirmative. So notice it says she didn't used to go to bed late. That's negative, so there's no D on the end of use. But in the question it says, did she used to go to bed late? And again, there's no D. And the answer would be, no, she didn't. And finally, the third example, they used to exercise every day. Now that's an affirmative statement, so you put a D on the end of use. And the question says, did they used to exercise every day? And remember, there's no D whenever there's a question. And the answer would be, yes, they did. So let's go to part 2 now and practice. It says, write, complete the sentences, use used to or used to. So you have to decide, do you use the one with the D or without the D? Number 1 is completed for you. It says, did he used to stay up all night? Since it's a question, you don't put the D on the end of use. The answer says, yes, he used to go, yes, he used to, but he goes to bed early now. So since this is an affirmative answer, you would put a D on the end of use, and it would be USED to, used to. Number 2, how often do you eat meat? And the answer is, I blank eat meat every night, but now I usually have fish. So that's an affirmative answer, so you would use the one with the D on the end. It's I used to eat with a D. Number 3, this is a question. So you have to put did before the subject, and then you put used to after the subject. So it's, did she used to drive to work? And since it's a question, you don't use the one with the D. It's just USE. And the answer is negative, no. So it's no, she didn't. No, she didn't. And then it says, she used to ride her bike, but now she drives. So this is an affirmative statement, so you would put a D on the end of use. So it would be USED, to ride her bike. Number 4, what do they usually do after work? It says the answer is they used to go straight home, but now they take dance classes twice a week. Since that's an affirmative answer, you would use the D on the end. So it would be USED. Number 5, do you exercise every day? It says, I blank exercise every day, but now I exercise only on weekends. So again, that's an affirmative answer. I used to exercise every day, but now I exercise only on the weekends. So you need a D on the end of use. Number 6, blank you blank eat red meat. So remember, the helping verb did has to come at the beginning, then you have the subject you, and then you have used to before eat red meat? So did you used to eat red meat? And since it's a question, there's no D. The answer says, yes, I blank, but now I'm a vegetarian. So in this case, since it's an affirmative answer, yes, you would add a D to the end of use. So it would be, yes, I used to, but now I'm a vegetarian. Now number 7. Do you take the stairs? And it's a negative response. No, I don't. But then it says, I blank, but now I take the elevator. So this is affirmative. So I used to. That means I used to take the stairs. But now I take the elevator. And finally, 8 says, does he usually eat dessert? And the answer says, not now, but he blank. That means he did this in the past. So you would say he used to, and that would have a D on the end of use. So I hope you're understanding when to use the D on the end of use and when not to. When it's a question, or if the statement is negative, you don't use the D. And when it's an affirmative statement, you use the D on the end. I used to do something. It means it was a habit or a routine in the past. But then it's something that doesn't happen now. Finally, let's look at page 49. On page 49, it says, work with a partner, talk about Michael as a young man and Michael today. Then it shows a picture of Michael on the left when he was young, and on the right it shows a picture of Michael now. And these are some of his activities when he was young on the left. It says play sports, skip breakfast, take vitamins, drink coffee, sleep late, eat fruit between meals, work out every afternoon, and walk to the store. And then on the right, it has activities that Michael does now. It says watch sports on TV, eat 3 meals a day, not take vitamins, drink tea, get up early, eat candy and chips between meals, take a nap every afternoon, and drive to the store. So, we would like to make comments about what Michael did when he was young, and then what does he do now. So in the example, it says, Michael used to play sports, but he doesn't anymore. He no longer plays sports. Now he watches sports on TV. So again, we're going to use used to for these activities on the left because they happened in the past, but they no longer happen now. These are the things that he does now. So for number 2, you could say, Michael used to skip breakfast, but he doesn't anymore. Now he eats 3 meals a day. Number 3, Michael used to take vitamins, but he doesn't anymore. Now he doesn't take vitamins. Number 4, Michael used to drink coffee, but he doesn't anymore. Now he drinks tea. Number 5, Michael used to sleep late, but he doesn't anymore. Now he gets up early. Number 6, Michael used to eat fruit between meals, but he doesn't anymore. Now he eats candy and chips between meals. That's not very healthy. It's better to eat fruit. Number 7, Michael used to work out every afternoon, but he doesn't anymore. Now he takes naps every afternoon. Number 8, Michael used to walk to the store, but he doesn't anymore. Now he drives to the store. So I hope that this was pretty easy for you to do. If you have any questions about this exercise, you can always give me a call, and I'll be happy to help you out. So that should do it for today's lesson, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next lesson. Again, please call me if you have any questions, or email me at madkison57@gmail.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day. See you next time.